How you doing, YouTube? Matt Master Beer Reviews back with yet another review. A little bit of bottled Bonn up in his piece, son, in the form of their Lapin Saison style ale. Yeah, this is the first bottle that I am drinking from Bonn, and I'm kind of pumped to have it. I've had it before. I had it at the brewery. Let's dive into a little bit of description so you guys know what we're getting into. Right here we have a farmhouse-style ale Saison Grisette, a table beer, an ale made to refresh and go down easy. Pale barley malt, wheat, and oats give this beer a full cereal malt flavor, but full fermented and conditioning with mixed cultures in our foeder. One left. Lend an acidity, tartness, and dryness. Enjoy with friends, aged or fresh. Please recycle. Bonn Place, Bethlehem, PA. Done and done. It's got a bunny on it. And there you go. So let's see what this sucker has to offer. Yeah, I picked this up. I stopped by Bonn Place not too long ago. Went down there with my buddy Keith. They still had bottles of these. I think they might still. So I'll try to get this up so you guys can go and give it a whirl and see what's what. So you're talking about a bottle condition Saison from dudes that are just simply the best. Better than all the rest. Maybe not better than all the rest. Pretty awesome dudes in general. And their beer's pretty good too. What does that look like? That looks like a bottle fermented Saison. Label-wise, you know, it's a weird, creepy, evil bunny. What do you want? I kind of dig it. And that looks like an old school Saison. Why do I say that? A couple different reasons. Actually, one specific reason. Has the color, sure. You know, that kind of straw, golden, kind of orangey color, sure. Soft carbonation, nothing too crazy, not a big head on it. A bunch of funk floating around this sucker. A bunch of bits and pieces of particulate. That's kind of how Saisons used to be, and still can be, especially when they come from overseas. You know, nothing is really all that filtered in it. It just kind of shows up in a very, what I think is pretty fashion. Like a snow globe. Let's get a nose. I mean, it is tart. It's not acidic. And that's not true. It has some soft acidity to it. But the tartness is a very acidic kind of tartness, in the way you would think of a grapefruit or a kind of like a underripened kind of orange, something along those lines. That's the way the kind of acidity kind of comes off to me. Very much a combination of a soft kind of like lemon droppy, hoppy. They probably didn't even use that in there, but that's kind of the kind of vibe I'm getting off it, in combination with a Brett characteristic. Your Brett sees those stuff in the mixed culture world that tend to kind of lean a little bit heavily towards that kind of that citrus kind of vibe. Not much as far as like bitterness beyond that. There's that little soft kind of tea tannic, kind of wood ochre foeder kind of bitterness, but it's not that big. And there's a nice little bit of sweetness in there, nothing overly sweet, but you can tell there's just going to be a nice kind of, maybe, hopefully, a little cheek puckering in a good way going on. Let's dive in. Cheers. Ooh. I could drink 700 of these. I said it's 700. You heard me correct. Wow, I thought this was going to have a little bit of cheek pull on it. It actually, you know what? I'm lying. It does. It does in the most gentle way possible. I don't know what the ABV on this is. It has to be low. It has to be in the 4s or something like that. So, there's this really cool malt. I mean, it's all about the malt in here. I shouldn't say that. It's all about the yeast and the malt in here. But what really is kind of jumping out to me in this beer is the malt base. The way it comes off with this cool, robust, grainy, almost kind of nutty. Just stops short of being like a nutty kind of maltiness. It's pretty robust, especially for such a small beer. Sure, you have that citrus thing that you get in the nose kind of riding through, true and true. It comes through. It has a little bit of tartness to it. It wants to pull your cheeks back. It's just not strong enough to do that. I think that's just the ABV and the level, the impact, the ABV of the beer kind of preventing it from doing that. But you have this really kind of soft, very, very soft cheek-pulling kind of acidity to it, tartness to it. But it's still more funky. Way more kind of just like easily drinkable funky than tart or not even close to sour. That citrus rides through and through. Oh man, that's good. That's really good. And on the other end of things, you have that malt that's really bringing a really depth and character to the beer. You don't see that a ton nowadays, especially in small beers, especially in Saisons. It's that malt coming to a head. And it's marrying super cool with the foeder. The oakiness of the foeder. There is a nice kind of soft, almost virgin French oak kind of thing going on. It lacks the vanilla you would get from that, but it's just got a slight dollop of that, and it has this nice soft dryness, so the tannins aren't overpowering. You can tell it's coming from something that has been used before, but maybe has been used and reseasoned, so it has this kind of depth and character to it in and of itself that it's lending to the beer. It's just a good beer, man. I talk about this acidity level in beers, even though this beer isn't acidic, but there's this kind of pH balance in the beer that when it gets in tune with the human body, it just becomes something that's super drinkable, super easily drinkable. I talk about it being like it's supposed to be in there. Very much, you get that a lot from Wunderkammer beers. You get it a lot from Suarez beers. Those kind of breweries. This has that thing going on for it. Maybe not perfectly in tune, but when I drink it, it's like it's natural. It's supposed to be there. Man, I want them to do this in so many different ways. I want to see this in a wine barrel. I want to see it on grape must. I want to see it in all kinds of funky, weird shit. Because I think this is probably one of the better. Let's cut to that chase. Because, I mean, really, I'm trying to think of anything else I've missed about the spirit, and I hadn't. Probably the coolest thing about it is its drinkability, its lack of overt tartness or acidity, which I think is a good thing. And it's just how well made it is, because there's nothing there as far as negative goes. This is one of the better Saisons, base Saisons, foedered Saisons, let's go like there, that I've had as of late, yes, without a doubt. Eking towards the top, might be getting in there, Mount Rushmore style. Listen, you guys know, I love Bonn. I love the place, I love the people, all that stuff. But go watch my reviews. Some stuff, some stuff's for me, some stuff's not. It's not like I'm like going to sit here and tell you guys porky pies just because I dig the place. Conversely, I'm not going to hold back when I think something's pretty awesome, and this is pretty fucking awesome. And it's like one of those things where I think it's a beautiful base of a beer. I think it's a beautiful base of a beer that could really turn into something cool if they fucked with it even more. Because, like I said, I think that in a gentle wine barrel and on some great must, those kind of things, I think this could be used very utilitarian and be used in a bunch of different ways and make a really fun beer. Let's put it this way. I had this on draft. I'm 90% sure I had it on draft when I picked this bottle up. This is what I have on draft, right? I'm asking you guys out there. Yes, you know who you are. That draft was not like this. That bottle conditioning, what's in this bottle, how this bottle is treated, the active bits and pieces in the bottle, I think make this beer infinitely better in the bottle than it was on draft. It's just bottle conditioning for you. That's how it works. But yeah, I dig it. Value and availability, I forget what I paid for this. It was probably right around like $9 to $11 a bottle, I think. And leave you with, if you like what way you like this beer, if you like Saison, if you like just chuggable beers, if you like funky beers in the most kind of, I don't want to say neutral sense, but non-aggressive sense of the word. It's just like good beer being made by good people, because this shit's good. And I want to drink more of it, and that's going to happen. This bottle is not going to make it past midnight, and it's not that early. I'm going to chug the shit out of this one. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as this guy did. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little Bonn goodness right now. And hope we'll see you next time. Cheers.